For today's CyberCEO episode,
Our Cyberbacker is Colleen, and she is integral to our team. What she does is help clear things up, organize, make sure everybody's tracked correctly. There's a guilt that starts to rise up when there's a thing you're supposed to be doing, but you don't do it, and it just keeps building and building and building. And it's amazing how good it feels when that guilt gets to go away, because you know somebody is now actually working on it, and there's no more excuses for why it's not getting done. That's huge. We're starting to see actual new leads of business be engaged and interact now with us that wouldn't have in the past because we haven't been communicating with them the way we should. And now that we are, we're getting those connections and those contacts, and it's going to turn into business, and that's going to be key.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗲𝗃. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on our show. Zach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you on the show, of course, to get to know you a bit more and to check on your experience with Cyberbacker. So before we head on to that, though, I need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and what you do, Zach?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So we are in Columbus, Ohio. We are a real estate team, part of 𝗙𝗲𝗋𝗶𝗹, and I'm one of the partners that leads the team. So we've got a fairly large team, one of the top producing teams in the area. And it's my role to not only be an agent, helping buy and sell homes and help people invest in real estate, but also to lead the team and grow us so that we're achieving our mission to help everyone achieve their wealth goals through real estate.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So how long have you been doing real estate though, Zach?
Yeah, so real estate, I'm 3 years into the real estate business. So I have a background more in the corporate world where I spent 20 plus years working for large Fortune 500 companies with process optimization and really complex systems and making them streamlined and work efficiently. And so my business partners that I joined up with here, they're the ones that have 30 years plus of real estate experience. And we came together because they've got that experience with real estate, and I've got that experience with managing the business and running operations. And so we're a good complement to each other to make this team succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. A good mix right there of experience from both sides, of course, to make sure that the business would grow and be successful. So how about working with someone virtual, though? Just like what you're doing with Cyberbacker. Is this a first for you?
So this is something actually rather comfortable with. So I worked for global organizations. And so I always had teams that were based out of different countries and doing remote virtually. And especially as we went into COVID and when everybody worked remotely, even the people that were in the same city as we are, so we all started working remotely, it became the norm and something that became very comfortable. So when the idea of bringing on a Cyberbacker to work remotely, it plugs right in and fits easily with what we do.
Gosh, so it was an easy transition for you then, just working now with someone who's virtual. So before you set out to partner with a Cyberbacker, what were the things that you needed help with specifically? That's why you looked into virtual leverage. Yeah,
so just like with any business in real estate, there is really kind of the higher value activities, the things that are more likely to really make the money. And that's going out, meeting with clients, building those relationships, connecting with people, showing them homes, helping them buy those homes. But in order to have those opportunities, there's a lot of work that needs to happen in the background. And real estate agents aren't always consistent at that. And that's not the favorite thing to do. So things like making sure we have a database that's all organized and everybody that we've worked with in the past is being communicated with and updated on things, and that we're remembering simple things like to send birthday cards and just all the kind of stuff that happens or needs to happen in the background. It oftentimes can be pushed to the background when there's a decision being made of, do I go spend my time today with this person who's looking for homes, or do I sit back in my office and get some of this other stuff done that needs to happen? And far too often, the first happens and the latter gets kind of pushed behind.
Yeah. Absolutely true. Because again, there are a lot of things that goes into in a real estate business. Again, some people might not know this, but there are a lot of tasks that are being done behind the scenes, behind the transaction, for example, right? Now, talk to me more about your Cyberbacker then. What's it like working with her every day?
Yeah, absolutely. So our Cyberbacker is Colleen, and she is integral to our team. We have rolled her in immediately to being part of us, and we have daily huddles that we all join. She's interacting, either via chat or email with everybody on the team regularly every day. And it's really just, as far as working with her, a streamlined, easy process. And I just feel like there's another member of the team, and it doesn't really matter where she is because we're all kind of doing things together.
There we go. No matter where she's a part of the team, part of the business. Now, specifically about tasks, then talk to me more about Colleen. What does she specifically do on a daily basis, or maybe a brief overview of what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing we needed is we have a large team of agents, and several of these agents have been doing this business for 30 years. And so over that time period, a database of contacts, what we call our sphere, like all the people that know us, would work with us, that we've worked with in the past, we put all those people into the database. And over the years, it became kind of a mess, needed to be organized. What she does is help manage that database. And so help clear things up, organize, make sure everybody's tracked correctly. Everybody has their tags. So we tag everybody to say, okay, is this a past client? Is this somebody that we know from, working together in the past? Is this a neighbor? And then making sure that we have plans in place to connect with these people. So going through literally thousands upon thousands of contacts on a regular basis and making sure we've got a plan in place to stay in touch with them and engage them and remind them that we're here and that we should be the ones they work with when they want to do real estate.
Okay, so basically, she's really almost everywhere then now in the business. Am I right? Because a lot of communications by her. Is that right?
Absolutely. So in our database, which is the core of our business, she's the master of that. And that's no small feat because, again, I think we have somewhere around 14,000, 15,000 people in there, from 100 different sources and different tags and all those kind of things, and many different action plans, we call them, to stay in touch with them. So she's balancing it all for us. And that's what the great thing is because for a single agent that's trying to go out and do all these other things, to take on that task of trying to organize everything and get it going, it's just overwhelming, and it just doesn't happen unless they like take a few weeks off from being an agent and making money. And so this is so key to have that happen for those agents.
100% agree with you there. Again, now you have someone that you can trust to handle those things for you, someone, your Cyberbacker at that. Now, more about Colleen then. How long have you been working together? I forgot to ask earlier.
So I think we're about 3 months in.
3 months in. So really a new partnership right there then. Now, I want to know more about that. How did you establish such a great partnership with someone who's virtual? Because we get that question a lot here in Cyberbacker. How am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this investment worth my while? So how did you and Colleen do that?
Yeah, good point. So there's a few things. So first of all, we heard about Cyberbacker from friends who are other agents in town, and they've been using it at a very high level and recommending it to us. And so they introduced us to Cyberbacker and helped us navigate the process of interviewing and finding Colleen and getting her hired. So that was a big part of it. And I mentioned that because they also were there to tell us all the best practices up front, to say you got to make sure that she's built into your daily routines. She's part of the team. She's got to be, it's something everybody on the team sees and knows how to access, how to interact, what her role is, and where they can use her for help. So we spent a lot of time up front establishing that, making sure she was quote unquote present, even though virtually. We can do Zooms, we can do all kinds of different things for everybody to get to see her, meet her, and understand what her role is. And then we set up a bunch of one-on-one conversations between Colleen and everybody on the team so they could get to know each other and understand what each other's role is and start that conversation about how to help each other. So starting off, creating that first impression was key. Second thing is then just having her be part of our daily operations. Like I said, we've got every morning we call our stand-up meeting. It's 30 minutes and everybody comes together and we go through what we're working on and what we need to get done that day. And she's part of that. She's present. She talks about what she's going to do. And then we have our weekly meetings and she's part of that as well. So anytime that anyone would expect to see everyone else on the team, they see her. So it's no different than any other person. And, it works out well too. Real estate is a very virtual type of work anyway. Half the time people are in the office, half the time they're out running around doing things with clients. So when she's on the screen for Zoom joining virtually, and there's 3 other agents that are doing the same thing because they're out doing things, it doesn't feel any different than the people in the room, because that's what we're kind of used to.
Absolutely agree with you there. Just making them feel a part of the team. I think that really goes a long way, because imagine they're already working thousands of miles away from you, and now just bringing them in, making them feel that they are a part of something. I think that is a key to a successful partnership too. 100% agree there. Now, one last question while I still have you here, Zach. You've been working with your Cyberbacker for just a few months, 3 months to be exact. What's been the biggest impact of virtual leverage in the business so far?
Yeah. There's a guilt that starts to rise up when there's a thing you're supposed to be doing, but you don't do it. And it just keeps building and building and building. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how good it feels when that guilt gets to go away, because somebody is now actually working on it. And there's no more excuses for why it's not getting done. And so I think that's huge. Just from a leadership standpoint, it's nice to know that that's happening. Second thing that's happening was we're starting to see actual new leads of business be engaged and interact now with us that wouldn't have in the past, because we haven't been communicating with them the way we should. And now that we are, we're getting those connections and those contacts. And it hasn't happened yet because it's only been 3 months, and our sales cycle is usually a bit longer than that. But it's going to turn into business, and that's going to be key.
Gosh, it's going to be very exciting. Imagine you've only been working for a few months together. Imagine what you and Colleen can do, let's say, in a year's time. That's the exciting part. A lot more growth, a lot more success, which obviously I forgot to tell you, by the way. Colleen's going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So before we go, would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show?
Yeah. Thank you, Colleen. We love having you. Welcome to the team, and let's keep making this great together.
Now, we're very excited to seeing the continued success of this partnership. And of course, Zach, thank you very much for being on the show today. I had fun talking to you.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website, www.cyberbacker.com, and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.